Hey there guys, what's up? What's going on? It is Autobot Mike 18 here, back with another one of my random vlogs. At this point, I don't know, my random vlogs became, not famous, my channel's not famous, it's far from it. My random vlogs became liked because I set them in different locations from my normal background. I shot a lot of them like in my car. I did one in the woods once. I did one in my editing lab once. So I've done random vlogs in like different places and whatnot. So yeah, it's weird because I'm done with school and I'm home a lot more than being back at school and being forced to do things in my car, to do videos in my car. I now just am filming it in my normal surrounding. Is that weird? Should I not do it? Should I pick another place? I don't know. Let me know. Anyway, guys, yes, I have another random vlog. I'm not doing like a ton of these during the summer because I generally do random vlogs when I don't have time to sit down and watch a movie and do a movie review. So I'll do like a random vlog and I'll just like talk about a bunch of things just to give you guys something. But I am doing a few of them throughout the summer because at the end of every random vlog, I always ask you guys a question and I want shout outs and everything. So there you have it. So what I'm going to do for this random vlog, I have 3 things I'd like to cover before I finish the video, of course. And if you guys would love to stay around and watch the whole thing, then all power to you. First thing I want to do is give shout outs to everybody who commented on random vlog number 12. This is random vlog number 13, which is why, I don't know why I just held 20. It's not 23. It's 13. 13th random vlog. That's interesting. So I'm going to give shout-outs to everybody who commented on my last random vlog because you guys are awesome and I need to give you people shout-outs. And you gave me some cool movie suggestions, which I'm going to thank you all for. Then I'm going to give you guys a little channel update, a look into why I am going to be off YouTube for about a week or so. I know, don't kill me, I'm sorry, I'm just busy. So I'm going to get into that, and then I want to get into my topic, or the one subject that I want to talk about in this random vlog, and it concerns the upcoming release of Finding Dory. I'm going to talk about that in the end, and I'm going to ask you guys another question, and then I'll give you a shout out in my next random vlog 14. Anyway, let's move on. Let's do shout outs, because that's probably why a lot of you from the last random vlog are here, for more shout outs, and for the end to get other new shout outs. Alright, so I'm on my phone right now. Let's take a look at who gets shout out. First off, Tawheed Epps. It's a friend of mine. I know him. He left me an interesting comment. I'm not even going to read it because it scares me. Anyway, moving on. It's your boy R2. Thanks, man. He commented about Daredevil. He said Daredevil isn't on Blu-ray. It's only on Netflix. Daredevil's a Netflix series. They had season 1 and 2. I have a lot of friends who cannot shut up about Daredevil, and I have not seen any of it. I don't have Netflix, as some of you may know. I don't know if you do know, but I don't have it. I'm going to try at some point in my life to watch Daredevil because I hear it's freaking amazing. Rye Brentman for the win, FTW, also left a comment and gave me a few suggestions. Few of them I do want to watch that he suggested. He suggested I watch Blade Runner, Alien, Raging Bull, and The Good and the Bad and the Ugly. I have not seen any of those. I do own Alien on Blu-ray, and I do plan on watching that. I don't know if during the summer, but at some point I do plan on watching that. Definitely Raging Bull is on my list. I have family members who have told me to watch Raging Bull. Family members who don't normally watch movies. What does that tell you? I know I need to watch Raging Bull. And Blade Runner I definitely do want to watch as well because Ridley Scott and the remake's coming out. So maybe I'll watch that, but when it gets closer to when the remake comes out, that Denis is directing with Deacon's shooting, which I'm so pumped for, even though I haven't seen the original. And Good, Bad, and the Ugly, I'll see if I... But I definitely, Alien and Raging Bull, I definitely want to watch. Thanks, man, for always... You're always commenting on my old movie reviews. I really appreciate that. By the way, old movie reviews that I've just uploaded. By the time this video goes up, I will have reviews up for Boogie Nights, should already be up. Collateral, Deliverance, and Zodiac is going to also be up. So enjoy those while I'm away for a week. BJC said, I'd like you to review the Sam Raimi's original Spider-Man trilogy. I would do that, but I've already seen all of them, and I don't want to review something I haven't seen. I know I'm being a hypocrite because I reviewed Psycho and Silence of the Lambs, which I've, for the most part, seen the most of those movies before. But I've seen the Spider-Man movies so many times. Quick summation: I love them. I love all three of them. Yes, I love the third Spider-Man movie. Don't sue me, people. I enjoy it. What do you want from me? Yeah, so I don't want to review that right away. I did a Blu-ray review for the trilogy when I picked that up on Blu-ray, so check that out, man. I would totally do a whole review, but I really don't want to get into that for this video, for my old movie review series. I want to watch a lot of things I've never seen before. He also said the new Ghostbusters looks bad, really bad. I completely agree. James Long says... he apologized for a loss. I did lose a family member in March, but thank you very much. I really appreciate it. He recommended The Room with Tommy Wiseau, and another friend of mine recommended the same thing. Guess I'm going to have to watch that at some point. He also said Troll 2, which, yeah, that's another movie I hear is bad. I want to watch good movies, guys. Don't give me bad movies to watch. Give me a good movie. Awesome anime fan, Ghost Hunter 624 said I should review The Ring. I probably watched that a long time ago when I was a kid, but I have not seen, I don't remember a lot of it, so I do want to watch that. But that's one of those I wanted, like, talk about, like, during Halloween time or something, you know? And I know I'm being hypocritical. I said the same thing about Alien, and I just watched Psycho and Silence of the Lambs. But those movies, I love those movies. I had to watch them. Sorry. Chris Day, one of my good subscribers, I've done videos with him before, wants me to watch Lord of the freaking Rings. I have the trilogy, I know. You know why I keep putting off Lord of the Rings movies? They're so long, and I'm just like, if I watch the first one, then I'm going to watch the second one, then I got to watch the third one, and that's like, it's going to be like a combined 4-hour, like, long movies that they're probably all over 2 hours, so probably like 5, 6 hours, 7 hours. That's a long time, man. I need time. Top Gun with Tom Cruise. I have not seen that. That's a good one. It's a good suggestion. And then he also said Everybody Wants Some. I actually did see Everybody Wants Some. I did not review it because I saw it weeks later, and I said, I was like, why not? I just didn't get a chance. I saw it like right when I finished school, like right around that time, and it was just like at that time where I was like, I have some other stuff to do. I'm not going to review that. So I didn't review it. I'm sorry. I enjoyed it. I gave it a 9 out of 10. I had fun with it. It's not it's not like in my top 10 of the year or anything, but it was a really good movie. It was an interesting view of college, definitely. Sahil Kapoor said the Bourne films, man, with Jason Bourne coming out. Good idea to catch up like I did with Mission Impossible. Thank you for bringing that up, Sahil. I'm actually going to do that. I am going to be reviewing the Bourne films. I don't think I'm going to review each one separately like I did with Mission Impossible. I know, I'm sorry. I would love to review each one separately, but I mean, it is the same exact case as Mission Impossible. Mission Impossible came out end of July. Last year, I reviewed all 4 Impossible movies, and Bourne... the Jason Bourne comes out end of July, and there's 4 Bourne movies that I need to watch. First off, I'm probably just gonna watch the trilogy because everybody says Legacy sucks, so there you go. And I'm definitely gonna do a review, but I might just review the whole trilogy. Let me know what you guys think about that. Okay, I definitely planned on watching the Bourne films. I have them all. I have them all on DVD. I have the first 3 on DVD. I just haven't watched them. I did watch the first one once, but I was like tired and falling asleep, so I don't remember it. I have to rewatch it. So I will be watching them, but obviously I don't know how I'm gonna get a review up. The Tree of Film recommended Silence of the Lambs, which I actually did end up watching. And Tree of Film, thanks, man. And he said, watch It's Such a Beautiful Day, Pan's Labyrinth, Guillermo did that, Possession, 1981, Brazil, Fantasia, and Charlie Chaplin's The Kid for old movie reviews. Wow, those are a lot of movies I haven't heard of. I'm going to have to look them up. And he thinks the new Ghostbusters looks awful. Parker Smichael, thanks, Parker, for always commenting. My stuff said, glad to see me back. Need to watch Lord of the Rings, another one. Maybe that's one I'm going to have to definitely watch now. And he was just saying, I don't care all about the new Ghostbusters movie. Yeah, I don't either. And a lot of people said you're glad to have me back. Thank you guys very much. I really, really appreciate that. So there you have it. That is everybody who left me a comment, and as promised, I gave you all a shout out because you guys are all awesome. Thank you so much. At the end of the video, if you just want to skip to the end and you don't want to hear me talk about what's going to happen with my channel for the next week, then fine, just go do that. I'll just still talk. But yeah, skip to the end. I'm going to tell you a little story about my childhood and Finding Nemo. And then I'm going to ask a question. If you want to get a shout out in my next random vlog, answer the question down below in the comments, and I'll give you a shout out. Okay, so real quick, guys, channel update. When I do these, they end up being long, and I hate when they're long. I'm going to make this really short and sweet. Point blank simple, I am not going to be on YouTube for the next week. This video is going to be uploaded on Thursday, June 9th, okay? From Friday, from Friday, June 10th to Friday, June 17th, that entire week, I am not going to upload any videos. So from that Friday to Friday, I know no movie reviews, no old movie reviews. That's why I gave you like a bunch of old movie reviews this week, just to get them all out to you, just so I can give you guys some stuff before I leave. What I'm going to be doing, a good friend of mine who I have met at college since I've been at school in the last 2 years, is directing a feature film that he wrote, and he's also directing, and we are shooting the whole movie during that week. So I live in New York. The movie's going to be shooting in Long Island. It's about an hour and a half drive from where I live. As of now, I'm most likely going to be staying there for a few days at least, sleeping over, but a few days I am going to come back and forth home. But by the time I come home at night, I probably won't come back home until 11 o'clock some nights. There's no way I'm going to bust out a camera and shoot videos, guys. I'm going to be dead tired. I'm going to be working on set all day. So we have a lengthy shooting schedule from that Friday to that Thursday night, and I'm probably going to be 100% done by Friday the 17th. So that is when you can expect me to finally get back into the swing of things. And I know Warcraft and The Conjuring 2 both come out this coming Friday. By the time this video goes up, they will be out tomorrow. I do want to see both of them. I really want to see The Conjuring 2 because I hear it's great. I'm going to have to see them when I come back. There's no way I'm going to get time to see them during this week period. I mean, I'm not going to be staying where I'm shooting every single night, but again, like if I get home at 11 midnight at night, you know, I'm not going to want to go to a movie or anything or watch any movies, or I'm going to be so tired. So I figure, you know what, just take the week off and just, you know, I'll get you guys videos as soon as I finish. And the thing that I'm so upset about with having to film this movie is that Finding Dory, which is my most highly anticipated film of the year, comes out on the 17th. Thankfully, we are done as of the 17th, because if we were shooting and Finding Dory comes out in the middle of when we're shooting and I don't get to see it for over a week, I'd be so upset. But I'm going to be done like right around when Dory comes out, so I do want to go see that and review it. That's probably going to be the first video I get up on my channel when I get back, and then I'll find time to do the Warcraft and Conjuring 2, and I'll get back into old movie reviews because I want to do a bunch of old movie reviews because Independence Day is coming out, Independence Day Resurgence is coming out. I want to review Independence Day. Matthew McConaughey's new movie is coming out. A lot of new movies coming out end of June, and then of course July we have more. So I'm going to do my best as soon as I get back to get back into the swing of things. But for that week, this coming week, I will not be around. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm just going to be so busy, and I have a lot to do. So that was the channel update. I'm sorry, things will get back to normal in the next week, right after the 17th. That is when I can finally just sit back and go, ah, I'm done. Thank God. So there you have it. That is the channel update. That's the big thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. That is why I've been giving you guys a lot of random vlogs, because I had a lot to give to you, and I'm not going to be here for a week. I don't know why I'm whispering. So let's get into the topic of this random vlog, the main thing I wanted to talk about. And I'm not going to ramble. I just want to talk for a few minutes about the subject of Finding Nemo / Finding Dory, and I guess Pixar in general. Well, not so much Pixar in general, but just that subject. And I'm going to ask you guys a question at the end of the video. If you want a shout out, I just answer the question in the comments and I will give you a shout out. So the topic I wanted to discuss, like I said, was Finding Nemo and Finding Dory. Since Finding Dory comes out on the 17th of June, I wanted to do a little discussion on Finding Nemo and essentially what the original film, the 2003 film, and essentially what that movie has meant to me as a lover of movies and as a kid when I first saw Finding Nemo. I basically want to share my Finding Nemo story and how that has affected how I watch movies, essentially, and love movies. So let's see, Finding Nemo, I wish I had the Blu-ray. I have the 3D Blu-ray. Finding Nemo was released in May of 2003. So I was roughly between 7 and 8 years old at the time when Finding Nemo came out. Yeah, I was probably 7, going to be 8 years old. So I was very young, and I'll never forget when that summer and just in general, just seeing Nemo and that being the movie of like everything for me. Nemo kind of changed like how I see or how I watched movies as a kid, because that was one of the first movies that I remember watching and saying, wow, like that, like wow, I love movies, you know. And I didn't like fully like get into filmmaking like until when I was in high school. But I was always like, I always loved watching movies as a kid. You know, I wasn't like a hardcore, which is why I have so many movies to catch up on. As you guys can see, I really got really deep into watching movies and going to the theater literally every weekend when I was in high school. But for me, when I was 7 or 8 years old, from that time till like when I was started becoming a teenager, if anybody ever asked me what's your favorite movie, I would have said Finding Nemo. And to this day, Finding Nemo is one of my favorite movies of all time. I just remember going, it's my favorite animated movie of all time, by the way. It's just, I love it that much. I just remember going to the theater and I just was so blown away by the animation. The animation especially just blew my mind. The colors and everything were so vivid and bright. I loved the story. I loved all of the characters. Everything about that movie just clicked, and it holds a very special, dear place in my heart. It was a movie. I got emotional, I think, the first time I watched that movie. Come the end, when Nemo and his dad have that, like, reconciliation period where they re-meet with each other, and you know, Marlin just essentially is just saying he's sorry about everything, and then they come to terms and they forgive the bond that was broken. They forgive each other essentially because they got in a fight before, which is what caused you know, their separation essentially. Because Nemo disobeyed Marlin, and I'll never forget when Nemo said to his father, "I hate you." I was like, oh! If I ever said that to my dad, he'd kill me. But yeah, I don't know. I felt like closer to my dad after having watched that movie because it's just such a great father-son tale in general. Yeah, that movie just really, really meant a lot to me. I was just so into the adventure, the music. The first scene alone, I remember watching it when I was a kid. Obviously my parents took me to see it, me and my brother. And I remember my mom herself was just bawling after the first scene of the movie, after that first reveal. And I myself was just in shock. And I just remember feeling so good after watching that movie. I was such a fan of it. I collected literally all of the McDonald's toys, and I probably still have them somewhere in my house. I haven't, you know, it was a movie that was so special to me. I wanted to collect all the plush stuffed animal figures, and I did collect a few of them. I was just so into Finding Nemo. I remember there was like a Kellogg's cereal that they did like a special Nemo like bingo thing, like that you cut out on the cardboard of the Kellogg's Rice Krispie box or something. I kept like the bingo pieces. Like Nemo just like changed me, and it left such a huge impact on me in terms of like how beautiful an animated movie can be, and not only visually but in terms of telling an amazing story, an amazing and heart-touching, heart-wrenching story. And I'll never forget it. That was one of the only movies when I was a kid I saw twice in a theater. I very rarely, I always saw like a new movie every time I went to a movie theater, but I remember that once Nemo came out in like May, and then it was like July, like mid-July, my family and I were away on a vacation. We always go to the same place every year, and it was like a rainy, crappy day out, so we went to a movie theater, and Ang Lee's Hulk actually was also out in the theater, and I don't think we had seen that yet at the time, because I wasn't the type who was like, "Mommy, Daddy, take me to the new movie. The Hulk just came out. I want to go see that opening day." No, I wasn't like that, like I am now. Like I want to see a movie opening weekend. So it had been weeks, obviously, since Nemo had been out for probably almost 2 months. And Hulk had just been out for a couple of weeks, and my younger brother, and I feel terrible about this to this day, my younger brother so badly wanted to see Hulk. And I was like, yeah, okay, but I was like, I want to see Nemo again, because Nemo was playing. It was probably because Nemo had been like taken out of every theater near where I lived, but in New Jersey where we went, Nemo was still playing, so I was like, I want to see this movie again. And I threw such a tantrum, my parents were disgusted with me, and we actually did go see Nemo again. I know. That was like one of the like only times where I just absolutely lost my shit and just cried and moaned and said, I want to see Nemo, screw Hulk. So we saw Nemo for a second time. We did. Yeah, we did. And I did end up seeing Ang Lee's Hulk. Yes, I did see it in the theater, but like when we came back, I think, from vacation. But we saw Finding Nemo a second time, and I was just as blown away the second time. And then recently in 2012, they re-released Finding Nemo in 3D. I forget why. I don't know why. I actually don't know why. I think they just released it. They released that and Monsters Inc. And I went all those years later, 2012. I don't even know how old I was. I went all those years later. I was probably like 15, 16 years old, and I went and saw Nemo again in 3D that time. So I have seen Finding Nemo 3 times. It's one of the only movies in my entire life I've seen in a theater 3 times. I've watched it numerous times on VHS. I still own the VHS copy, and I own the 3D Blu-ray copy. And after having rewatched it several times, like when I was older, I've since like realized this is definitely like a kid's movie. There's elements, there's jokes in it that are a kid's movie, but like it's what defined my childhood, and it's what made me like enjoy my childhood as much as I can. Because when I see Finding Nemo, I remember all of like the fun things I did that summer when I watched Finding Nemo, the toys I had, the adventures I made with the toys that I had and everything, and just like how that movie just like made me feel something. It made me feel an emotion, okay, when I was that young. And because it made me feel that way, I'll never forget Finding Nemo and why it will always go down as one of my favorites of all time. Yeah, so that is what Finding Nemo is to me. I mean, every movie, of course you want a movie to elicit an emotional response from you, and Nemo elicited so many different things from me, and it was that first time when I was like, this is a movie that's making me think, and it's making me feel all these different ways. I feel happy, I feel sad, I feel overjoyed in some moments, I feel relieved, you know, I just felt all these different ways, and I thought it was just a movie that was so much more mature for its genre of an animated movie. And I don't think people should look at animated movies and go, that's just a kid's movie, it's just a bunch of animation, colors, cartoons. No one cares about that. Animated movies have much more depth than that, so I don't like when people say that. But the reason why I'm talking so heavily about Finding Nemo is because I am immensely excited for Finding Dory. Finding Dory is my #1 of the year, most anticipated of the year, in a year where Captain America Civil War was released and is currently my favorite movie of the year, and Batman v Superman was also released, and I was also anticipating that. Batman and Superman, first time on screen. That wasn't that great though. So what does that tell you? That just goes to show you how much Finding Nemo's had a place in my heart. It's my favorite Pixar movie. It's my favorite animated movie by far. And I'm going to be honest with you. They released an international trailer for Finding Dory a few weeks ago, probably like a week and a half ago. I watched that trailer on my computer, and I almost cried in the first minute of the trailer, because the music, they brought Thomas Newman's score back. Thomas Newman, one of my favorite composers of all time, by the way. They brought one of my favorite tracks back from the original Finding Nemo, and they played in the beginning, and we just see shots of Dory trying to find her parents, and I just got sad. Like, I almost teared up, and I was like, shit, I can't wait to see Finding Dory. And I'll be honest, I'll be the first one to admit, the first teaser and the first trailer did not sell me at all. I was like, oh no, they're gonna butcher my favorite animated movie in its sequel. And I'm definitely a lot more sold on the second trailer that was since released. I'm really hyped for it, actually. That is why it is my #1. I really cannot wait for it. I really just hope it's going to be good. I do not think it's going to be better than Finding Nemo. I highly, highly doubt it. But I do want it to be better. I do want it to be one of Pixar's better movies, because if they can make if they made 2 good Toy Story sequels, and a good or a very decent Monsters Inc. sequel, or prequel in that case, I think they can do a good job with a Finding Nemo sequel in the case of Finding Dory. I really have immensely high hopes for this movie. I hope it doesn't suck. I really think it's going to be good, though. I have really good, and I have faith in Pixar, because they're the best, okay? They really are. So that's really where I stand with Finding Dory and why it's my most anticipated movie of the year. Finding Nemo just meant so much to me as a child, and I related so much to the character of Nemo as a child myself, Nemo being a child in that movie. And that's why it's just always sat with me the right way, and I just really hope they do well by it. And they not only have a good story, a good standalone story that doesn't have to rely solely on the first Finding Nemo film to make it a good movie, but I really want them to honor what Finding Nemo did as a movie and not ruin it or tarnish it in any way that would just rip a hole through my heart and soul and just make me really, really sad. So that's where I stand on Finding Dory. I hope it's really, really good. So guys, my question to you for my next shout out, because Finding Nemo has left such a big impact on me, because I am super, super excited to watch the movie, my question to you for a shout out in my next random vlog is, what is the one movie from your childhood? Could be anything. Could be animated, could be live action, could be a TV movie you watched on Cartoon Network and just fell in love with when you were 6 years old. I don't care what it is. What is the one movie that you watched when you were a child and it just changed everything? Like, it changed the way you look at things. It made you say, wow, like, I understand that. I connect with that. You know, what is that one movie that deeply affected you as a child? And it has to be a movie that stood with you for this long, and it'll always leave like a special place in your heart, because it's like the first time you saw blank in a movie or whatever. You know, it could be anything. Any reason why you hold and cherish a certain movie dear to your heart. What is that movie and why is it special to you? Let me know down below in the comments for a shout out. Go hard with these answers. I really want to see. I poured my heart into why I love Finding Nemo and why that's a special movie to me. I want you guys to do the same. I want you to really tell me why your pick is the movie that just makes you go, holy crap, that's a lot to take in. It just changed the way it blows you, a movie that blew you away, whatever. Special movie that you watched as a kid. Let me know down below. Guys, as always, thank you so much for watching my videos. I'm sorry I'm going to be away for a week. I promise you I will get videos up as soon as I come back, especially a Finding Dory review, I promise. Guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video when I come back.